Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. I hope everyone is having an amazing day. As you can see, I am standing before you in my pajamas and my bonnet. It is currently 9:15. I've been up since about 7:15, 7:30. But when I got up, I realized that I had no Wi-Fi or anything going on in the house other than the electricity. There seems to be some type of outage in the area, so therefore I cannot check my emails. I cannot watch television because of course I have the internet and I have a Fire Stick. I cannot edit my videos. There is not really much that I can do. So I just decided to get up and take my shower, which I just did a few moments ago. Throw my pajamas back on and just relax for the majority of the day. I did look out the window a little earlier and I saw that they were out there doing some work. So I'm just gonna see if I can show you guys real quick. All right, so let me just turn you guys around. Okay, so if you guys can see the work truck out there, I think they're out there working on it now. So hopefully I'll be able to get it back soon. And guys, listen, I am a new content creator. And I have been in this situation before. That is why I always pre-record a few videos just in case of situations like this, especially around this time of year, like fall, winter, when the weather could be a little crazy and electrical stuff, wires get knocked out. It's pretty hard to go in and edit or do anything that requires you needing Wi-Fi. So basically what I am going to do today is start on my breakfast right now. I am not too hungry, but I just will be making me a cup of coffee. And I had someone ask me before, why do I warm up my hot water in a pot to make my coffee? The only answer that I can give is that I'm a little bit country. I am not from the South, but I was raised in such a way from my mom, who is from the South. Of course, you guys know that I do have a coffee maker, if you can see back here, which I can also do hot water there. But for whatever reason, I'm more comfortable, it's more efficient, and it's faster for me to just boil the water in the pot and make my instant coffee. So that is that on that. But other than that, what I'm going to do today is, I don't know what day I'm going to put this video up, but my son is going to be coming on tomorrow. So I'm taking out my chicken today so that I can thaw it out because I'm going to make some barbecue chicken, some rice, and some collard greens. So I started late yesterday with my smoked turkey. I just started boiling it so I can soften it up. Then I'm gonna go in and just clean up my greens and then switch pots to a bigger pot and start making the dinner for that. Other than that, I don't have any other plans other than cleaning up and finish reading my Kamala Harris book. It looks pretty nice outside. You know, once I'm done doing everything, if I feel like going outside, I'll probably do that. But other than that, I'll pretty much be in the house today because I don't know how long it's going to take for the the internet to come back on. I am still in the process of looking for jobs, so I most definitely need my internet access in order to do so. And guys, I don't know if you guys are up on the current events or watch the news, but I've been noticing even on YouTube, there is definitely a job shortage. We all know that a lot of people are getting laid off from their jobs now, which is such a sad situation. And a lot of employers, when they are reaching out to you, because I have been getting pretty few callbacks, but it seems like the salaries that they are offering now is much less and it is not livable. I mean, the only beneficial thing for that would be the insurances, but according to what's going on now, that's not even going to be beneficial. So there are a lot of positions that I have turned down because basically, where I'm living here in Georgia, the commute alone, if I have to go outside of the zone to where I'm living, that's going to be eaten up in gas. Sometimes I possibly have to gas up my car, sometimes 2-3 times a week. So if I'm getting a lower salary, it's really not beneficial or livable for me when all my money is going into transportation and like buying lunch and things of that nature. Right now I am pretty okay. I have been dipping into my savings, which is not the best thing to be doing either. But what can I do? I am not going to start out with a low salary and can possibly become homeless. I mean, either way, with or without a job and the way the economy is going, you can end up homeless. But I'd rather, get a decent paying job. Now, I will take something below what I was making before, but not too much low because I still have to live. Which is so sad with the economy that we're living in now. Everything is going up drastically. Everything. So I'm not understanding why employers want to lessen the salary that they want to give you. And honestly, guys, a lot of these companies that are trying to lowball you, they can afford, to pay a decent salary. It seems like everybody is just trying to keep money in their pocket, which is cool, to me. But my thing is, you make more money by bringing people in to help you make money. I know you guys have pretty much heard the term that you have to lose money in order to make money. That's like if you go to a beauty salon, which I don't understand with the young ladies in Atlanta. Women, we spend a lot of money when it comes to our hair and our nails. There is a large percentage of women who love to keep themselves up, which is wonderful, and I heavily agree in that. But my thing is, with these beauticians that we have out here and these nail techs, you are charging $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, sometimes $1,000 for a weave or for a wig install. You are spending hundreds of dollars on getting your nails done. Me personally, from a business aspect, and especially with the way the economy is going now, there is no way in the world I am going to charge these women and men this type of money. Not right now in this economy. So instead of you making a few coins, you're now making nothing because the people can't come in and afford it. If I was a hairstylist or a nail tech, right now with the economy going the way it is, I would lower my prices. You lower your prices, you make it more affordable for the people, then the people will still come in. People can afford, most people can afford maybe, let's say $100 or $150, for a service, and especially if you have a good rapport with your clients and they know that you are bringing your prices down due to the situation that's going on in the world, they will respect you more. They will most definitely keep you, in business. Like the young lady who does my hair when I go to her, she is not expensive at all. I'm a new client to her. But I have noticed the clients that she does have, yes, they're older ladies, like within my age and older, and she's had these clients forever. Some of them say 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, but that's because she makes it affordable to them. She also has a lot of seniors. Now, everybody knows that the seniors out here, they're working off of their Social Security and their pension. So for them to be able to keep up with her to come every week or every other week, that means she's affordable to them. So the way she's making her money and keeping her shop going and keeping coins coming in her pocket, she's lowered her prices. She is nowhere near to what, when you go to Atlanta, what you would pay. Like if I go to her and let's say I get a quick weave, which is basically a full head weave, and maybe some color. She will wash my hair. She will color my hair. She will put that wig cap on. She will put those tracks on. And the most I am spending is $150. $150. And she does the hair so well, I could keep it for at least like three weeks to a month. Okay? And I'm going to keep continuously going back. I have not been going back to her lately because I'm trying to keep my coins in my pocket. You know, I'm trying not to dip into my savings for things that are like really not needed right now. And I think I told you guys before, around this time of year is where I pretty much try to treat my hair while I'm wearing, you know, the wigs or the weaves. So that's basically what I've been doing recently. But other than that, you know, when it comes to going to these salons, it's really, really crazy. And what I'm noticing off YouTube, now these beauticians want you to come in and basically have your hair already prepped for them. They don't wash the hair anymore. They don't condition the hair anymore. They just come in, you get the service, and that is it. And that is so crazy to me. So crazy to me. And as a matter of fact, I remember back when I was in New York, you know, of course, I was making much more money up there. I was getting my hair, my nails, my feet, my eyebrows done at least every two weeks. When I was wearing my hair very short, I was going every week. So I'm spending money damn near every single week. So with that being said, I was paying nowhere near the prices that I am spending now or was spending now. Now times have changed. The economy is very different, and I do know that. But it's sad because even though you're bringing up your prices, excuse me, y'all. Even though these beauticians are bringing their prices up right now, a lot of them are still going out of business. You're going out of business because you're getting no business because you've priced yourself out, which is so crazy. Same thing with the housing. I called a realtor yesterday, which I came across her on YouTube, and I was so very interested in her because, first of all, the name of her real estate company drew me in spiritually. Her name drew me in spiritually. So when I called her and I spoke with her, as soon as she opened her mouth, I was immediately drawn to wanting to do business with her. She was so warm. She was so inviting. She was very informative. And she also deals with properties in the area to which I want to move. So, of course, I had a conversation with her, telling her what my situation would be right now. Basically, I can say she's faith-based. And that's how she runs, you know, her real estate company, which I love. But she did refer me to her mortgage lender. So upon speaking to her mortgage lender, giving him, you know, my information as to what I was looking for, what I wanted and was able to afford, you know, and things like that, you know, the regular process of, you know, going through pre-approval. Well, my initial question to him was, what would it be better for me now to start doing pre-approval, even though I don't have employment, but I do have the money ready? Or should I wait until I find employment? Now, I definitely would not make any moves until I find employment, because even though I have the money in the bank for the down payment and to do whatever it is that I need to do to get the property, I'm still going to need to come up with that monthly rent. But I wanted to be able to do a pre-approval now, you know, if it was possible, which they said that I would need to wait, or it is better for me to wait until I have employment so they can combine the income that I'm making, you know, at this particular time, along with the money that I have that I could put towards the house, which made a lot of sense. But I'm bringing this up because he did ask me, like, what was the rent? What would the mortgage that I would be expecting to pay monthly, or which I think I can afford. So I quoted a price where I feel that I would not be house poor. For those of you who do not know or is not familiar what being house poor is, being house poor is when you only have enough money to pay your mortgage, pay your light, pay your gas, pay your car insurance, pay your car note, then you have money for nothing else. So the only thing that is surviving in the equation is your home. That's it. I don't want to do that. I still want to be able to go out and buy food. I want to be able to go out and purchase clothing. I want to be able to go out and have some entertainment. I still want to be able to travel back and forth to New York to see, my daughter and my grandbaby. I still want to have extra funds in case they need me or anybody in my family needs. I still want to have extra funds, for my mom. So I don't want to price myself out by only being able to afford to live in the house alone. So that is the meaning of being house poor. He also asked me like what type of house I was interested in looking for, what area, and like what price range. Now right there I was stuck, because within that same area, back in 2012 when I was thinking about moving out here, but I decided not to in that particular area. I decided not to, because I didn't want to pull my kids away from their dad and their relationship because they were still young. But at that time, I used to come out every summer in that area, to get familiar with it, because I knew at some point I was going to end up purchasing there. But at that time, in 2012, the houses were much cheaper. You were able to afford more land. The size of the house was bigger. I still have in my phone to this day one house that I fell in love with. It was a 6-bedroom house, 3 full baths, 1 half bath. I think it was sitting on either an acre or half an acre of land, new construction. The house was $190. I wish I would have taken the house at that time. Also, in South Carolina, years before that, one of the nurses on my job, when she first came to the country, I think she was from Ecuador, but when she first came to the country, her and her family, including her husband, they moved out to South Carolina, and there's an area called Rock Hill. So I think Rock Hill is a little closer to North Carolina. Her husband ended up not liking it out there in South Carolina, so they ended up moving to New York City. So with that being said, she put that house up for sale. I ended up meeting her because she ended up getting a job in the hospital to which I was working. She and I had a good rapport. Within that, friendship, I told her that I had family in South Carolina. She told me that she was living in South Carolina. Her husband didn't like it. She left a brand new home. It was a new construction home. I forgot how many bedrooms it was, but it was a beautiful home. But she offered me the home. She said, if you ever plan on moving back to South Carolina, because I'm renting it out right now, but I would rather sell it, to you, because I know you and I know that you are reliable and I know that you will keep up the home because it is brand new. It's a beautiful home. It's a beautiful neighborhood. The schools are good, blah, blah, blah. So, of course, I went to go check out the home. Myself, I think my kids, myself, my kids, my sister, her husband, and I think 2 or 3 of her kids and my mom, we all drove down there. The house was beautiful. She was going to give me that house, I think, for like $120. I missed out on these opportunities, y'all. But, with that being said, I told him I know that there's no way possible, especially in that area, because it's further out from Atlanta. I think it's maybe like 35 minutes away from Atlanta. So I know it's priced out there. Upon looking at this same young lady, in regards to the pricing, I noticed that the cheapest decent new construction would be like in the $400 to $500s. So with that being said, I know there's nowhere possible I will be able to get a home in that same price range that I was looking for. So I just opted out to wait until I find employment so that way I can build up my account even more. I wish I had thought about doing this before I left my last job, because I definitely had much more money that I would have been able to put down on. And plus I had a steady job. Now, it would have been a little further away, but I still would have had something. But I'm not going to be discouraged or let it put me down, thinking that way, because I left that job due to my mom. So for right now, I'm going to put it on hold, at least doing the pre-approval part, until I am able to find some employment. And then I will definitely be calling them back. I am going to use their services. And what I like is that the gentleman who called to get my financial information, he is a broker instead of a lender. Now, I think the difference between a lender and a broker is the lender looks into different banks to see who has like the best interest rates for you as far as getting a bank loan. But the broker, they have other smaller entities that will fund you in putting money down, like for your loan. I think, don't quote me on that. I'm going to have to educate myself on that. But basically, I am still going in the hunt of looking for a home. And the only thing that I'm really thinking about also is I want a large enough home. I know that is just only going to be me, but I definitely want a 4 or 5 bedroom. I want a office space. I don't need a dining area. That's kind of old to me. I would like to have a nice sized kitchen, and I would like to have a nice piece of land because I would like to be able to put a pool. Why do I want such a large house and it's only me? I want that for generational wealth. Even, once I transition on, even if my kids decide that they do not want this home, they do not want to live in the South, at least it will be an investment for them. They can either purchase it for a decent price, or they can rent it out for a decent price. Just like the house that I mentioned that I saw years back, that neighborhood alone, that one particular house right now is worth millions. It's worth millions. So if I were still in that home and I chose to, let's say, move out, I would have like a million something dollars in my pocket. I would at least, if I wanted to rent it, be able to rent it out for a couple of thousands a month. It was in a prime location. It was a nice house size for a family. And also I would like a big house because I like to entertain. I love when my children come over. I would like my friends and my families to come over. I would like a backyard because I like to entertain, barbecuing, throwing little parties, getting together, with friends. I really enjoy doing things like that. So that is why I would choose to have a larger house. And guys, let me check to see if the Wi-Fi is back on. And I can tell by looking at the light that is on the box. Okay, guys. I don't know. Hold on. All right. I don't know if you guys can see that blinking light. It is now green, so I'm pretty sure that the Wi-Fi is back on. Ooh, I hope, because I need to check my emails and things of that nature. But guys, thank you for spending the morning with me while not having Wi-Fi. As I said, I'm not sure when this video is going to go up. I'm probably not going to edit it. But I hope you guys have a wonderful, beautiful, and blessed day. And please, please, please stay safe out in these streets. And you guys have a wonderful day. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And also share my video for those who you think may be interested in this content. And I'll see you guys in the next video.